It started with a single spark. A street vendor in Tunisia. A man tired of corruption, humiliation, and hopelessness. On December 17, 2010, Mohamed Bouazizi set himself on fire. And with that act, he lit the flame of revolution. That flame spread across borders, across deserts, across cities, and the world would soon call it the Arab Spring. Tunisia was a nation drowning in unemployment and corruption. When Bouazizi's desperate act shook the country, protests erupted. For weeks, ordinary Tunisians filled the streets, demanding the resignation of their longtime president, Zine El Abidine Ben Ali. By January 2011, after 23 years in power, Ben Ali fled the country. The people had won, and the Arab world was watching. In Egypt, the call for change grew louder. Millions poured into Tahrir Square in Cairo, waving flags, chanting for freedom, shouting against Hosni Mubarak, who had ruled for nearly 30 years. For 18 tense days, the world held its breath. There were clashes, arrests, even killings. But the people did not leave. On February 11, 2011, Mubarak resigned. Cheers echoed not just across Egypt, but across the entire region. In Libya, protest quickly turned into full-scale rebellion. Muammar Gaddafi, who had ruled for over 40 years, vowed to crush dissent with violence. The world stepped in, NATO launched airstrikes, rebels gained ground. By October 2011, Gaddafi was captured and killed. Libya was free, but also unstable, a freedom that came with chaos. The Arab Spring wasn't just Tunisia, Egypt, or Libya. It spread to Yemen, Bahrain, Syria, Algeria, Morocco. Some nations saw leaders step down. Others descended into civil war. Syria became the darkest of all, where protests turned into one of the bloodiest conflicts of modern times. The Arab Spring was no longer just a season of hope. It became a story of both triumph and tragedy. So what did the Arab Spring leave behind? It showed that ordinary people, armed with nothing but their voices, could topple dictators. It showed the power of unity, courage, and hope. But it also showed the fragility of freedom, and how quickly dreams can turn into instability. More than a decade later, the Arab Spring still shapes politics in North Africa and the Middle East. It remains one of the greatest reminders that no regime, no matter how strong, is immune to the power of its people. The Arab Spring was born from fire, a single act of desperation that set an entire region ablaze. It was proof that courage is contagious, that even in the darkest times, people can rise. But it was also a warning that freedom is not the end of the story. It is only the beginning. If this story shook you, don't let it end here. Hit subscribe right now, because more untold stories of history are coming, and you don't want to miss them. Smash that like button, so this message spreads further than silence ever could. Drop a comment. What do you think? Did the Arab Spring succeed or fail? And share this video, because history only lives on when we keep telling it. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Together, we make sure the world never forgets.